Welcome back to How to Sell Life Insurance. This is going to be a video, like a recap video, and also some new training that I haven't released before on how to sell more life insurance. I did a video called How to Sell Life Insurance Amazing. It looks like it was January of 2020, just about 3 years ago. It's got 105,000 views at the recording of this video. And that video, I talked about like 5 benefits and 9 trial closes and 3 options. So if you haven't found that video, you should be able to see it close by. But How to Sell Life Insurance Amazing. And instead, I want to talk through differences of how you can sell different types of insurance, no matter whether you sell final expense insurance, no matter what you sell, and how you can use this to sell more life insurance immediately. Okay. So one of the things I want to talk through is before we talk through the benefits of like coverage lock and price lock and double accident and builds cash value and a local agent. And those were items that help build value in the product, in the pricing, in you. Like I do believe in building value. I was talking to our sales guys this morning about the concept of building value. And it was funny. I was asking one of our, and I use these kind of things a lot. I was asking one of our sales guys, I said, hey, like, would you rather pay and get like an hour, on Zoom or access to like hang out with somebody at 7 different events? They're like, well, obviously 7 different events. Well, it's how I worded it that it was pretty obvious anyway, but the way I worded it made it more obvious, okay? Which is important because how you word things really matters. It helps with sales and how to sell life insurance. But then I said, hey, what about, I said, if this is 15 grand and the value of this new program we're talking about is 13 grand, what do you think the price is going to come in at? Well, it's a lot less, but when you are anchoring is what it's called with higher amounts, like I see agents do this all the time when they're selling life insurance, they anchor with, hey, a lot of our clients are typically between $100 and $500 a month, some even higher. Where do you see yourself falling, right? Budget wise, they're using these different, I hear all these different types of methods that agents are using to anchor price in someone's mind. And so when we talk about actually going in and selling life insurance, that's a piece, that's a big piece that people don't talk about a lot, is actually the anchoring of money that makes smaller numbers feel smaller than maybe they really are, because you started with something so much bigger. There's a lot of new agents, or you're new to sales, you're new to insurance, and you would think, well, dude, if I anchor too high, I may scare somebody away. It may freak them out. I may not feel like comfortable anchoring or saying, hey, one of your neighbors is actually, I'm probably not supposed to tell you this, but one of your neighbors is actually their life insurance policy, because they're so worried about their family and protection and all the things, and they want to cover everything they can to really take care of their family, is $1,200 a month. Now I'm not saying we're going to ask you to spend that. However, you could, right? And so the point of that, right? And so you think about that. I'm anchoring. I'm using other stories, others examples, other people, and it could be the neighbor down the road in the same city, whatever. But anchoring is really important. Also, when we talked through before about 5 benefits, 9 trial closes, 3 options, that was a systematic way of how I was selling final expense life insurance, or even simplified issue term. And I was walking through benefits while asking 9 trial closes, while going through 3 options. Well, now I'm going to simplify and even simpler, right? Because I normally teach like 4 steps to an appointment, which is building rapport. It's also then fact finding, then presenting and closing, and then cooling down, right? 4 steps for an insurance appointment. I'm going to simplify to make it even easier today, okay? And give you something new that I train our inside sales team on all the time. And that is 3 different steps. Okay, which is number 1 is an introduction. Okay, it's very simple. When you think about introduction, what are you doing when you're introducing? Well, you're getting to know the client, you're introducing you to them, you're getting to know them so that they're introducing themselves to you, right? You're building rapport and getting to know them, okay? Then after an introduction, then you're transitioning into something where, if you think about sales, you are solving a what? You're solving a problem. In sales, you are there. Well, you can't solve a problem if you can't locate and find a problem. And so initially there's an introduction. Then you are actually, number 2, finding a problem, right? Locating a problem. And so you've got to ask questions to figure out what the problem is. And you say, well, dude, they may not have a problem. Well, if they don't, then they're probably not going to buy anything, and you probably can't help them. But in most cases, when you're sitting in front of someone talking about insurance, you can do a good enough job of fact finding that you can typically end up locating an actual problem. Okay, so that's important. That's number two. And when you're doing that, you're asking questions about, what they currently have and why you're here and what's important to them and, what do they want to cover and what have they done in the past? What do they want to, what are they worried about in the future? Why are they doing this? Who is they doing this for? Like fact-finding type questions. Okay, so that's where your job is to locate a problem. Any sales, I don't care if you're selling toilet paper, it doesn't matter. Like your job is to locate a problem. Okay, number three is finding a solution. Okay, so we're talking about introduction, locating a problem, and you can, again, this is how to sell life insurance. Okay, this is a more advanced, newer version. We talk through price anchoring and different processes. 2 is finding a problem. 3 is offering a solution. It's your job to offer a solution in such a attractive, valuable way that they cannot live without the solution. And also, I know a lot of new agents, they hear like people saying, I want to think about it or want you coming back or whatever. Like I got to where I personally believe the better you get, and you may think you're freaking incredible, and but if you miss a bunch of sales, you're just not. And also too, even if you are good, if you go a week without an appointment, you're going to be rusty and you're not going to be good anymore. And it's going to take some time to build up some momentum back. But if you think about that piece where you are hearing some of these objections, really a more advanced way is to actually overcome objections before you get to them, right? So if it's money, let them know, hey, I'm sure money's on your mind. Don't even worry about it because we're going to find something that fits your budget. If you're selling final expense, right? Whatever you're selling, you're talking to people that are on a fixed or lower income. You tell them, hey, this program is meant for people on a fixed or limited income. Does that sound like you? Or do you just have a ton of money? No, I don't. That sounds like me. Okay, great, right? I'm overcoming some of those before I actually get to them, okay? Earlier in an appointment, you could tell somebody, hey, one of the things I do is I show a solution that in my professional opinion is best for you and that you should take advantage of while I'm here. Now, I don't, just because I've had, and I would tell them this, right? Because I've had people, you need to like rewind this and listen to this and record this and like listen to this piece a bunch. This is such gold I'm about to drop, which is you tell them like, hey, there are potential clients that I've sat with that told me they wanted to think about it. They said, and you notice tonality, pacing, I change it up. They've said they were going to think about it. They thought about it too long and they passed away. And guess who their family blamed for not helping them make a decision? So because of that, I have a no callback policy. No is okay. Rarely is it the answer, but it's okay, right? If that's the decision you make. But I would like to ask you, because of the policy I have and because of the situations the situations that it's put me in the past, out of respect for me and my profession and what I'm doing and how important what I'm doing is, I would like for you to make a decision one way or another today. Which I'm assuming, based on what I've shared, you can probably understand why. Can you do that for me? Yes. Okay, great. Dude, I'm doing multiple things I'm talking about today, right? I'm helping you locate problems. I'm anchoring price, right? We talked about that. And I'm actually getting ahead of the objections so that I overcome them before they happen so that they don't happen anymore. And it's such an important way to sell. It's such a smooth way. You look at some of these salespeople and the agents and they're just like so good. And you're like, dude, how in the world are they selling that? Like you walk out of a home, you're with a veteran agent and you just hung out for an hour and you're like, gosh dang, how did they do that? Dude, they're doing it because they're learning these things. They're becoming a master of their craft. They're using these more advanced methods to actually sell insurance, and they are focused on being a professional. And so I want to encourage you to focus on being a professional. If you want to be even more of a professional, sixfiguresociety.com is a society that we've helped agents with. It's $49 a month. There's no contract. You get access to 26 courses. It's like 30 grand of value, 26 courses, weekly coaching, a bunch of stuff. And we're pretty much giving it away because we want to help agents, right? Even when I explain Six Figure Society, I'm implanting some of the stuff that I just talked about that I shared with you, I'm actually doing now, right? And so everything you do, how you talk matters, how you talk about how your belief in what you're selling is so valuable, right? Like agents and agency owners that do business with us, their benefits go through the roof. Their agency typically triples inside of 18 to 36 months, right? Their whole company, they just explode, right? And so by saying that, if you're out there and you're like, dude, I've never done business with Cody, man, maybe you should, okay? Maybe you should. So what did we talk about today? We talked about how to sell life insurance. We've talked about pre-framing. We've talked about anchoring. We've talked about pricing. We've talked about, the 3 ways of like introducing yourself, locating a problem, and offering a compelling solution, right? We've talked about actually getting objections out of the way and beating them before they come up. I'm telling you, man, this video right here on how to sell life insurance is one of the more advanced videos on YouTube right now. You need to share it with a friend. You need to rewatch it, and you need to implement everything I'm talking about.
Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're going to love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there.
Yeah, if you take 25 leads, make 20 contacts per week, whether they say no or yes, then several agents writing over $200,000 of annual premium, netting over $100,000 a year.
Which is amazing. And